What's up, dudes? Like my Hooters? I might be solving something. Somebody might be having, might be outgrowing their religious confines. So when you're awakened and you outgrow your religious confines, it can be freaky. And this is a Christian who it's starting with the sudden realization about a false reality. So it's true. Jesus was never a carpenter. Jesus Christ was never a carpenter. There's the truth. Somebody might have, I look really rough right now. Somebody might not have slept well last night. I'm just waking up. I haven't even had my coffee yet. So, it's true. People are gasping. What? Of course he was a carpenter. No. That got lost in biblical translation. At that time, there really wasn't carpenters. There wasn't house framers and builders and that. There wasn't wood trees. Where Jesus lived, people didn't live in wood houses. People were going to war over trees. I was just watching this Egyptian documentary where they talked about how they went to war over some trees. Yeah, there weren't carpenters cutting trees down and shit willy-nilly for your average Joe's house. No, houses were made out of stone. So the word carpenter and the word stonemason sound very similar. Jesus was a stonemason. Houses were built out of rocks and stone back then. He was a stonemason just like his dad. And apparently, I don't know much about Judaism. Apparently in the Jewish religion, if you have a trade that you know, and you have a child, especially a son, you're supposed to teach your child that trade. So his dad would bring him with to his jobs at wealthier people's places. And that's where Jesus started his little fledgling bottom lines, by going with his dad to the rich people's places to help his dad do his work as a stonemason. So part of the false reality is like the awakening, when you realize, even with your religion, that you've been living your whole life by a false reality. There are people who haven't even realized they're reading the abridged version of the Bible. There are people who have lived their whole life and has not even thought about, wait, why are we only reading the accounts of 4 people? Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. The Gospels. There was like 12 of them, right? Why are we only learning like just a third of the accounts? Because the Bible got edited. The Bible, I hear the Bible. Oh, that's the book for me when I I say yippity yay, the B-I-B-L-E. So we have to remember, back in the day, government and religion were the same thing. And for example, we all read or hear King James version of the Bible. What does that even mean? That means King James went in, took the Bible, and said, I don't want everybody to be too enlightened. Because if they're too enlightened, you can't put the fear of God in them, and you can't control them. And if I have control over the population, I have control. So, King James edited the Bible a bunch, made it say what he wants it to say. When they originally figured out who's going to be in the Gospels, whose Gospels are we going to listen to? Why aren't we listening to everyone's? They all had something to say, especially Mary Magdalene, Jesus' main squeeze, his wife, his lady, who he kissed on the lips all the time. Why isn't she in the Bible? Well, they edited her out. Mary Magdalene's gospel is about spirituality, about ascending into higher thinking. Yeah, what'd they say? Edit her out, call her a whore. So there are people who are just realizing, hey, yeah, where's the stories from the other people? Wait a minute, I'm reading the Cliff Notes version? I'm living my whole life by an edited Cliff Notes version of what I was told was the most holy words ever? But I'm realizing it's a book in a library of a bunch of books, and nothing is meant to be taken literal. It's all symbolic teaching. And if I want, I can close that book and put it back on the shelf. And if I choose to, I can pick any other book too. These manuals on how to live your life. Pull that down. Oh my God. It's a book. It's a manual. Yup. Collapse of false reality. You have outgrown your religion. All right? That can be very, very scary if you've outgrown your religion. So I have a whole discussion about it. My links should be working now. Whatever's going on behind the scenes with the hacker is getting busted, I hear. Okay. Taurus. Spirit wants you to watch my reading. I think it's called, Oh My God, Have I Outgrown My Religion? Where we talk about that. And I'll link it in the comment section of this message. And I'll also update it on my channel so it's being shown again. Spirit wants anyone, especially Taurus, who resonates with this, to watch that information. When I sneeze, when I'm channeling, that means somebody has ascended in vibration. So, Spirit wants you to watch that. And then another video. It's called 104-Year-Old Book. Explains deep spiritual knowledge, something like that. Spirit wants you to watch that too. We're going to have a change in perception. there may have been a collapse of false reality, and it may feel scary and lonely. You may have seen some hypocrisy. Sometimes in the awakening, you can no longer ignore the insult to intelligence. And sometimes that comes with, oh my God, oh my fucking God, did I outgrow my religion? So that advice is in the comment section. Have a great day.